my friends, Jerry Rosa here in the Rosa Stringworks Man Cave. Got a chill in the air today. That's why I'm wearing the old flannel again. We went out and voted early this morning, and it is a good thing because it rained a lot between the last time I saw you and right now. And it's supposed to rain a whole lot more even going into this weekend. And the road is in a state, and I'll show you that state here in just a minute. But yeah, we did do the voting thing, and glad I got that over with. I was going to wait and do it after the vlog today. I thought, well, it'll probably be calmed down by then, and there won't be many people out there. But then when I woke up early this morning, it was raining pretty hard, and I thought, a lot of people won't go out while it's raining. It's a good time to go. So we went, and we really only had one person in front of us. Well, there was actually other people had already gone through, but what I'm saying is at the moment we walked up to the table, there was really only one person in front of Sue and I. But anyway, it didn't take long. We're in a pretty rural place. They don't have a huge population of people standing in line to vote around here, it doesn't seem like. Well, whoever you vote for, and I guess I care, sort of, but in a way it doesn't really make a whole lot of difference to me. It's just whoever you vote for, I hope they do something with the economy. Do you honestly realize how much debt we're in? This country is nearly $36 trillion in debt. Now that's below zero. That means you don't have any money. People talk about all these homeless people and they see them on the streets and I feel sorry for them, don't get me wrong, but do you realize that they have $36 trillion more than this country has? It's pretty bad. It's really bad. We're going to pay for it one of these days. So whoever you vote for, I hope they can do something about that, because there'll be a day of reckoning. There's just no doubt about that. That can only go on so long. Well, moving on to brighter news, and you can see my little I voted sticker right there, by the way. Anyway, I feel good about doing that. I do feel good about voting, but on the other hand, I'm not even 100% sure it matters. For a lot of reasons, not just because of the vote, just for a whole lot of reasons. I'm not sure it matters. Because whoever gets in, are they really going to do anything to make a difference? I mean, we all talk a big show, and they all talk a big show, especially. But do they really give a rip, or do they just care about number one? And most of them just care about number one. Let's see. I have a welding PSA of all things before we get into anything else. Tom Armstrong is a jeweler, apparently. He's been doing a lot of metal detecting lately, sending me pictures and things. But he sent me some pictures of a welding situation that I thought maybe we ought to just take a look at. See, apparently he's been a jeweler for nearly 50 years. And if you look at those bottom two left images there, the duller looking images, you can see the big nick out of the ring there where the ring arced on the welder, or, maybe he got it against what he was welding or something like that, and it arced. And you can see across the top there how Tom has fixed it. But anyway, I can imagine that would smart pretty good. Tom said that he just heard of a situation where a guy arc welded his ring to his finger. He said apparently knocked a hole through the ring and pushed the material deep into his finger. I'm going to tell you something. That would not feel good. I can tell you that. I never experienced that, but I know that wouldn't feel good. So I guess the public service announcement is to be sure to remove all jewelry before you're welding. And that's easy for me because I don't wear jewelry. I never have. It's just something that bugs me. I don't like it. Got huge knuckles compared to my size of my fingers, and rings just spin around my finger once they get on, over my knuckles. And especially now with the arthritis, my knuckles are huge now compared to the rest of my finger. But anyway, so there you go. Now consider yourself PSA'd. You've been PSA'd. Let's see. I have gotten shocked with a welder more than one time, actually, probably a good half dozen times in my life. I've learned to do better and get better grounds and not be in any damp areas when I'm welding, because it just don't feel real good when you get shocked with a welder. Let's see. Moving on. The title of the video is that when it rains, it pours, and that's no idiom, and that is a fact here. Now, please realize I'm not whining and complaining here because I feel really sorry for the people that have been through real floods. What we're experiencing here is a mere inconvenience. That's all it is. It's just a mere inconvenience, and I get it. So I totally, my heart goes out to those people all over this country that have been flooded, and like Spain and all those places. I mean, it's just gone nuts. But we're experiencing a mild version of that, and here it is. You can see the creek is finally really flowing, and there's the water coming out of the overflow on the pond, so you can tell the pond is more than full. Well, we sure did get the rain, and it's going to be worse and worse. Look how it's overflowing here. Apparently that has dropped down a little bit. I need to fix that, but I'm not going to try to fix it right now. What a shame. Yeah, it's really a mess. Went out early and voted because the road is going to flood. It's going to flood, I think, by tomorrow, if not today. It's a mess. Get no rain at all from July through October, and now we get it all. Yeah, it's a mess. The only good thing is that cleaned out the pipe. I'm sure there's no debris in the pipe anymore. That would generate some electricity right there. I wonder if the inside is still dry after I treated the rock. Let's go see. This will be a good test. So let's take a look here. Maybe not. Looks like it might be a little damp. Not bad though, considering how it used to be. It was way worse than that. It's damp, but it's not really flowing through. So it's not bad. Much improved over what it was, that's for sure. I mean, you don't expect this kind of water all the time. What a mess. Just can't win for losing. It's washed the driveway out really bad. Yeah, everything is just a mess, that it goes from one extreme to the other. You can't just have a happy medium. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't be human if we didn't complain. But no, I say, for sure. I mean, this is just a mere inconvenience. I mean, it does create a lot of extra work because they got to do a lot of cleanup and fixing a lot of things, but nothing that bad. Found out that the library room in the house was leaking a little bit last night, the roof, so I have to get up and fix that. I know the roof on my workshop was already leaking in a place or two, and so I got to fix that. Yeah, there's just lots to do all the time. Just can't keep up. But let me give you an update because things have changed even since that video this morning. That was taken right after we went to vote just this morning. So here's the update. Well, as they say, that ain't good. This is our road to get in and out. And there ain't no getting in and out for a while, except that we can drive down the railroad track, which isn't fun. But they said it's okay to do that, so we do it every once in a while. And there was no water in this field this morning, and you can see the river's backing up and it's into the field now. But definitely we're not going through this way for sure. Yeah, and again, it's an inconvenience. I mean, it's about a 3 or 4 day inconvenience. It probably won't go down to where we can get out until Friday. So we're basically landlocked in here for the time being. I mean, if we had to get out, we can get out, but it's not fun, to have to do it that way. Anyway, that's everything I have for today. Do you really, how many people really understand how much $1 trillion is? I mean, seriously. $1 million, $1 million is mind-boggling to most people. I mean, really, it is. I mean, to have $1 million seems like it's just out of reach. It takes 1,000 piles of $1 million to make $1 billion. 1,000 piles of $1 million. If you had wheelbarrows full of $1 million, it would take 1,000 wheelbarrows. Now, if you want to make $1 trillion, it takes 1,000 billion dollars. It takes $1 billion. If you could get $1 billion in a wheelbarrow, it would take 1,000 of those to make $1 trillion. 1 trillion. It's mind-boggling. It's so mind-boggling, it's not even funny. And we're nearly $36 trillion in debt. Oh my gosh. And, just print more money. I mean, it sort of works. I mean, it's been working, sort of. But sometime or another, it could just say, nope, that ain't working no more. And it's going to make the Great Depression look like it was just a bad birthday party. Oh my gosh. David Tharp, I saw a sign at a restaurant that said, shoes must be worn. I was upset because my shoes were brand new. Let's see. David Tharp says, here's a surefire cure for seasickness. Sit under a tree. Surefire cure for seasickness. Sit under a tree. I have to admit, it went over. I'm not seeing that one right now. It'll come to me later, but right now I'm just not getting that one. Bill Rhodes, good afternoon, everybody. And James Copy, I really enjoyed the campfire music by your daughter-in-law. Well, thank you. Bill Rhodes, yes, please, everyone vote. Today, our country needs us. Boy, isn't that the truth. I have a feeling just about anything we do, though, is going to be a little bit too little, a little bit too late. James Copy, I recently sang at an Irish music deal. Wow. Let's see. David Tharp, my first day as a police officer, I reported a man dancing naked in town square. The dispatcher came back. Copy that. And answered, okay, but I'm not that good of a dancer. Okay. Let's see. Ronald Todd, you gotta believe matters. You got to believe it matters. Well, you can believe all you want. You know, it's like that wishing thing. You can wish in this hand and you can take a dump in this one, and one of them's going to fill up a whole lot faster. You know, wishing is one thing. I'm just, yeah, I am wishing. Don't get me wrong, I'm wishing. I wish it would. I wish it would correct itself and fix itself, but I don't see it happening. Like I said, do you really think, seriously, do you really think the people that have screwed this up this bad are going to fix it? Well, I don't think so. That's just me. Maybe I'm just a pessimist. I don't know. I like to think I'm more of a realist than a pessimist. I just like to see it and see it like it is and say it like it is. David Tharp, it's who counts the votes that matters. Yeah, well, that could be part of it. Bill Rhodes, I'm quite sure Trump does care about us. Well, yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Rod Wentler, the reason I would love to see you do a beginning welding video is the pucker factor. Your PSA just added to that. Yeah, well, if I could ever get my ducks in a row, I'd be happy to do that. And I'll eventually do it, I'm sure. It's just getting my ducks in a row. And they're not easy to get in a row. Bill Mumbo, Nancy Griffith got many albums, much missed. Did she pass on or something? I mean, I know the name. I don't really know who she is, to be truthful. I would probably recognize her music, but I don't really know much about Nancy Griffith, unfortunately. Tom Armstrong, that's a cool water wheel. Pretty awesome. Thank you. Steve Mays, I definitely vote, but at the end of the day, my trust is in the Lord, not the man or the political party. Well, that's a fact, too. I don't know. There's a lot of things you could say about all that. But I'll just not say it. Tom Armstrong, can you cast a fishing line out of the mill window? Yeah, I think you could. It's probably not the easiest, but you could do that. Spike Moto. Okay. Bill Rhodes. Jerry, what was that noise your wheel was making? Well, we thought it was the bearings. It doesn't seem to be the bearings. I think what it is, the wheel wobbles just a tiny bit on that shaft. The shaft, it's not 100% tight on that shaft. It might be 10 thousandths too big, which is still relatively snug fit, but it kind of wobbles a little bit. And in fact, that's what caused the first problem with it. I had to take the wheel off there, a couple months ago, or a month and a half ago, something like that, and fix it because the wheel kept working its way off. And I think I've got it fixed where it won't come off, but it still just has a little bit of a wobble to it. And I think that's what you're hearing. Bill Mumbo, it's certainly more than my pension, Jerry. Yep. David Sutter, if you're sitting under a tree, you're not on the ocean and can't get seasick. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, yeah, well, I knew there had to be a reason for saying that. Sometimes I just don't dot all the I's and cross all the T's sometimes. Lindenbaum, I sat under the Christmas tree that were last winter cruise, and I still got seasick. David Tharp, go vote and hit the thumbs up. And Bob has a bunch of hearts there. Yeah, well, yeah, I think everybody should do their part and vote if you can. Like I said, I don't mean to sound so pessimistic about it, but I just don't see it fixing anything. I mean, no matter who gets in, I don't much care who gets in. I mean, I think it will be better in one direction than the other, and you all know what that direction I think is because I've already told you I'm more Republican than Democrat. But do I really think that's going to solve all the problems this world's got? Not too likely. Yeah, let's do the next best thing and pray. Well, that's probably the first best thing, actually. But yeah, even that though. I mean, it's, I don't know how to say what I mean there, because it probably sounds sacrilegious or something. But at some point, I think God says, "Well, you kind of made this mess. You ought to just fix it yourself." I think that's kind of the way it goes sometimes. But anyway, that's about everything I've got. Anybody else got anything or want to ask any questions or anything? Because I'm not going anywhere. That much I know for sure. It's a mess out there. It's really a mess right now. Any plans for a lesson on Thursday? Well, if people really want it, I'm just beginning to think that maybe it's run its course. But I'm happy to do it if anybody wants to do it, and we can do again, kind of like last one. We'll do some relatively easy songs and then put a couple of challenge songs toward the end. And we could do that again if that's what you want to do. If you got ideas, I would really like to hear them, because I don't mind doing it at all. I just want to make sure I'm doing something that matters to people. Let's see, 121 viewers at the moment. But I think that's going to be it, guys. I don't really have anything else, and I'll just be stammering and stuttering otherwise. So I think I will see you tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow with something else. Hopefully it won't be me in a rowboat. We'll see you then.